Hello students, welcome back to the IPR classes, and we are dealing with Copyright Act. We move on to the next topic, which is called as assignment and license of copyright. So let's begin. Copyright is a bundle of rights and they can be exercised independently each other. Independently in the sense each right has its own protection as far as copyright is concerned. Then a novel, for example, a novel can be published as a volume, serialized in newspaper or magazine, or can be licensed for being made into a film. So just imagine how many rights are there in one particular novel. First right will be the copyright in that novel, because since it is a literary work. Second right is to give license or assign rights to the newspaper, magazine, or any publisher to publish the novel into a serialized form, a serial. Then the author can also issue a license to the producer to convert the novel into a film. Now we have a very good example of Half Girlfriend, which was a novel written by Chetan Bhagat. Okay, he's the writer. Now the producer of the film Half Girlfriend, he might have approached Chetan Bhagat. He might have paid royalty to him, and then only Chetan Bhagat issued license to the producer of the film, and then the film was produced and it was released, right? Okay, so in this way, one particular work may have a bundle of rights. So copyright is not only one particular right. Then, while assignment is a transfer of ownership in rights to the assignee, a license is a permission to do something in respect of the work. Now, there are two ways you can assign the rights, or you can transfer your rights in a particular copyrighted work. First is the assignment. Now, in this case, assignment means what? Assignment means you transfer all the rights of the work to another person for a particular period of time. A license is not transfer of ownership. It is only a permission to use my work for a particular period of time. I can cancel my license at any time. But assignment cannot be cancelled. It remains valid up to the term of assignment. Right. Let's go ahead. So let us first see how the transfer of right in a copyrighted work can be assigned. So the topic is assignment of copyright. Section 18, 19 and 19A of the Copyright Act deal with the assignment of copyright. Assignment may be for a part or for the whole of the rights. So only part of the rights can be assigned, or the whole rights, whatever rights are there in that particular copyrighted material or the work, everything will be assigned. It can be in general, or it may be subject to certain limitations. So certain limitations also can be specified. Okay, it may be for a full term or for a limited period of time. It may be on a territorial basis. Now we'll see one illustration here. An author assigns the right to serialize the work into a television serial to a producer for a period of 20 years, provided the serial is broadcast only within the territory of India and not outside. Here the author makes a limited assignment for a limited period of time, placing territorial restrictions at the same time. Now you must have been watching serials on the television. Now some of the serials are based on the true story. Some of the serials are based on a novel. So the producer of that serial approaches the writer, and then that novel is converted into TV serials. Okay. Similarly, uh, Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, she has assigned her rights to the producer of the Harry Potter movies series. So many movies, part 1, part 2, part 3, so many parts they were produced and released, and we can watch them. Such beautiful creation of the producer. First of all, a beautiful written work or beautiful stories written by Rowling, the author of that particular Harry Potter series. Right. And this is called as assignment. Let's go ahead. Mode of assignment. How the assignment can be done. Section 19 deals with this. It provides that for the mode of assignment in the following manner. Assignment should be in writing and signed by the assigner or his authorized agent. Secondly, the instrument shall specify the work. What kind of work is assigned? The rights assigned. How many rights are assigned? Whether all rights are assigned or only few rights are assigned. And the duration of assignment. For how long the assignee can use my rights. Next, it shall also specify the amount of royalty payable to the author. At the time of assignment, what amount has to be paid as royalty to the true owner or the first owner of that particular copyrighted work. Next, the assignment lapses if not acted upon by the assignee within a year of assignment. Now, once the work is assigned, if it is not utilized or if the assigned work is not undertaken within a year, then the assignment can automatically lapse. That means the author can assign the same rights to some other person after 1 year. Next, if period of assignment is silent, the reasonable period shall be for 5 years. If the territorial extent is also silent in the agreement, it shall be presumed to be within India. Some of the other provisions regarding assignments of copyrights are as under. Can an assignee sue an assigner for infringement? See, assigner is the owner or the author. He has assigned his rights to the assignee. Now, can the author exercise the same rights which were assigned to the assignee by himself after assignment? Whether assignee can take action on him? Because see, actually true owner is the assigner. But once I assign my rights to some other person, I cannot exercise those rights after the assignment or during the period of assignment. Once the assignment is over, the time is over, the term is over, then I will be having that right to use my work as I want. But during the subsistence of assignment agreement, I cannot take up the same kind of work or the same kind of rights cannot be exercised by me, although I am the true owner of that work. So, assignee can restrain the author from exercising those rights which have already been assigned to him by moving to the appropriate court for infringement. Now see here, the true owner uses his work and exercises those rights which were already assigned to some other person. Now that assignee can file a case against me, the true owner, for infringement. This is the provision. Next is, can assignment be made in respect of work which has not yet come into existence? Section 18 says that copyright can be assigned even in respect of future work, but the assignment may take place only after the work is published. Next, transmission of copyright by operation of law. Copyright is a personal movable property. It can be transferred by assignment, testamentary of disposition, through will, or by operation of law. Example, when the owner of copyright, whether it is published or unpublished, dies, the copyright will pass on to his personal representative as part of the estate if such person dies intestate, that is without any will. Now let us come to the second part of transfer of rights, that is license of a copyright. A license can transfer the interest in the copyright, only the interest in the copyright, not everything. The ownership doesn't get transferred. Next, rights granted are limited. The ownership in the rights remains with the author. But in the case of assignment, the ownership gets transferred to the assignee. Illustration: when an author licenses only to the right of circulation of his work to a publisher, the publisher is only entitled to cause circulation of the work. An assignee of the copyright, however, would be entitled to the accompanying benefits of the circulation of the work. That means when I give license for doing only one particular thing, the licensee is supposed to do that only. He cannot go beyond those rights. But assignee can do that because all the rights are getting transferred. That's the difference between assignment and license. Next, there is one case in Dharam Datta, Dhawan versus Ram Lal Suri. It was decided in 1953. The plaintiffs entered into an agreement with the defendants, that is the publisher, to publish a book written by them on a royalty basis. In the agreement, the author agreed that the publishing and selling rights shall be vested in and remain with the publisher. The preamble defined that parties so as to include their respective heirs, executors, administrators, or assignees. It was held by the court that this was partial assignment of publishing rights and not a mere license. Some of the relevant provisions relating to license of copyright. License is by owners of copyright. Section 30 deals with this. The owner of the copyright, either existing or future work, may grant any interest in the right to license in writing signed by him or his authorized agent, provided the right in case of future work shall come into force only after the work gets published. Next provision, compulsory license in works withheld from public. Section 31. If any Indian work that has been published or performed in public, a complaint is made to the Copyright Board that the owner of the copyright has refused to republish or allow the republication of the work, or refused to allow the performance in the public, and hence the work has been withheld from public, or refused to allow communication to the public by broadcast of such work in case of sound recording, the work recording. The Copyright Board, after giving to the owner of the work a reasonable opportunity of being heard and after holding inquiry, may, if finds that the ground of refusal are not reasonable, direct the Registrar of Copyright to grant to the complainant a license to republish the work or perform the work in public, as the case may be, subject to payment to the owner of the copyright of such compensation and subject to some such terms and conditions as Copyright Board may determine. Next provision, license to produce and publish translation. Section 32 deals with this. It provides that any person may apply to the Copyright Board for a license to produce and publish a translation of a literary or dramatic work in any language after a period of 7 years from the first publication. Next, termination of the licenses. That's Section 32A provides for the cancellation of the license by the owner of the copyrighted work after giving 3 months notice to the licensee. So that's all, dear students. Thank you for your patient hearing, and thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next class. Thank you so much and take care.